Hello and welcome to this edition of The Buzz, a presentation we make here at Abington Cam's studio inside Abington High School to bring you everything that's going on about Abington High School Green Wave sports. My name is Shawn Reilly, and I'm your host, and we try to bring in some of our student athletes every once in a while and kind of ask them for a little update on how things are going on their teams, in the school, throughout the season. You know, what's really happening and what's the buzz about Green Wave sports. And I'm really happy today to have two representatives from our winter sports programs right now, a hockey player and one of our indoor track players. We've got Jake Quinn from the Green Wave hockey team and Jeff Buckley from our winter indoor track. Welcome aboard, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We've now shifted in from the fall sports into winter sports, in which you guys are participating. We're about halfway through the winter season, and been reading and going to a lot of the games, a lot of successes across the board, both the hockey team, indoor track, a lot of personal records being broken. Basketball teams are doing well. Hockey team, let's start there first. You guys are doing well. You got Coach Brian Woodford,
Yes.
and you are a senior on this hockey team.
Yes.
What's the attitude this year? How's the season going for you guys?
It's been going great. I mean, record's 4-6 right now, but it doesn't show it. We're 11th in the power rankings. We just I don't know. It's just a type of connection that we have. It's great. Like.
And Jake, you're a centerman.
Yes.
You're a center. He does the face-offs for those who don't know hockey really well.
Yeah.
And I want to congratulate you. I was doing a little research about you. You were the leading scorer last year for the Green Wave in the
Yes.
2022 season. How's it going putting the puck in the net this year?
This year it's kind of the same thing.
Good.
I mean, I don't want to brag. Last year I finished with 23, and so far 10 games, and I matched that with 23 as well.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to have a senior season going well. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Who are some of the guys that are helping you out? Because hockey is one of those games that no one scores alone. I mean, it's a team game.
Yeah.
Who's the guys that are helping you out?
Obviously, my wings, Hunter Grafton, Evan St. Martin, both of them have already had hat tricks this year.
Yeah.
That's something I can't say. They're great. They give me the puck a lot. I keep dishing it back out to them. They've been scoring a lot too.
It's fun to watch hockey. There's always action, whether you're in the offensive zone, the defensive zone. You've got a guy between the pipes that is just outstanding.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your goalie, Spencer Merrick.
He is our backbone of our team. we couldn't do half the stuff without him.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
It's great. I mean, obviously every team wants to have a strong defense, but if there's a gap, if someone gets a breakaway, you still have that confidence that they still got to get by Spencer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he makes the save 99 out of 100 times.
Easily.
Which is good. Now, let's check in on the track team here. Now, Jeff, you are a multi-sport athlete, much like Jake. You're a football, defensive tackle, offensive tackle, an all-star, and I want to shout out to you. Congratulations. You were named to the Division VI All-State football team, which is huge. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And now you shift from football to indoor track. What really attracts you to indoor track?
I mean, the coaches' energy and how they carry the team is just, it's something that you can't really replicate. The way they connect with everybody on the team, it's just a great environment altogether.
And I think some people have this misconception that track's kind of boring, and it's you run around and then you stop, and it isn't. It's a lot, like you just mentioned, energetic. We were talking before we got on air about during the winter, your meets are held at Reggie Lewis Center in Boston,
Wheaton College.
and Wheaton College, and that has got to be kind of an electric atmosphere because it's not just your team against one other team. To describe to me what happens when you have these meets.
So basically, almost every school in the South Shore League will send their indoor track team to either the Reggie or the Wheaton College, and they'll have an indoor track set up. They'll have a jumping pit, they'll have a shot pit, and they'll have in between where we can do short distance sprints and high jump, and all around there's stands, so everyone's watching what's going on all the time, and you can just feel all the energy during all the events, just everyone watching and cheering on their teammates.
Yeah, because you've got 6 or 8, 10 people running in an event at the same time, so you've got 6 or 8 teams all screaming at the same time. So it's, even though it's not a huge spectator sport, there's still a lot of fans right there, right, screaming and yelling. And what's your specialty is the shot put?
Yeah.
How's that going for you this year?
It's going pretty good. I PR'd with a 44 feet throw, leading the league right now.
Now, you're leading the league by how much?
Around like 8 feet.
8 feet. So
Yeah.
PR is personal record,
Yeah.
right? So your personal record right now is 44 something?
44 for this indoor season.
44 feet on a shot put, which is 8 feet longer than anybody else in the league.
Most, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Congratulations on that. Is it different indoors and outdoors when you're doing shot put?
Not really. We use a different ball, but that's about it.
Really?
For indoor, it has to be a rubber one because we're indoor,
Yeah.
so we can't really use a metal shot put.
Yeah.
So it fits a little weird in your hand because it's bigger than the ones we use outdoor, but other than that.
Do you have a preference? Do you like doing it outdoor better than indoor or vice versa? Or?
I like doing it outdoor more. I have more like control of the ball, and I just don't, I don't like feeling like enclosed.
Is it
indoor.
same weight?
Yes, it's
Really?
the same weight.
I did not. Well, it makes a lot of sense that if it's a different ball, but I
Yeah.
never really put that together in my own head. So let's talk about. We always read or see on cable TV the games, the hockey game, or we read about the track and people setting personal records, but we don't really read or hear about like the practices. So hockey is infamous for having these god-awful early morning practices. What's a typical practice time and length for you guys?
So every single practice, it's 50 minutes. We've gotten kind of out of the early morning practices.
Good.
But we did just have one yesterday morning, which that was only our second morning practice of the year, but it's been consistently like 2:20 right after school. So it's run out of the halls, get in our cars, and just go right to the rink.
Versus in the olden days, it was you had to do it practice before school
Yes.
and give yourself enough time to get to Rockland Rink, have your practice, get home, shower, get to school. So you were having practices at 5:30 in the morning, whatever they were doing. Glad to hear that you're doing a 2:30 practice.
Yeah.
And it's right over in Rockland Rink, which
Yeah.
for those people who haven't been to a hockey game, it's so easy because the rink is in Rockland. There's 2 rinks in Rockland. Abington High School and Rockland High School play on the rink off of Summer Street. So it's real easy to get to. That one, I think it's the Bavis Arena
Yes.
over on the other side of town. Forget that one right now. If you want
Yeah.
to see Green Wave hockey, you go to Summer Street and check in. And all of the games, basketball, hockey, even track events, are all online at Arbiter, www.arbiterlive.com, ARBITER live.com, as every single sports schedule. And in fact, every single school, you can look up different schools if you wanted to. Right now, we're talking just Green Wave Nation. But so you guys are having afternoon practices, still 50-minute practices?
Yes, 50s.
So it's intense then, because you're going to get
Yeah.
on and off. Ice time is expensive.
Yes, it is.
And other people are using it right after you get off, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Other teams. And so the big question, indoor track, how do you guys practice and where?
So mostly we're at the fitness center, or like right in front of the fitness center.
Right here at Abington High School?
Yeah. We'll be running in the halls. Sometimes if it's nice, we'll go up to the track or even at the turf. For throwing, we usually go into the middle school cafeteria. We'll move the tables around and just throw across.
So how do you practice shot put in the middle school cafeteria?
We kind of we line up by like the middle school side of the hallway
Yeah.
entrance, and we'll throw across the entire cafeteria.
So it's that rubber ball again?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. And then I'm just curious now, high jump, long jump, how do those guys practice?
They'll go up to the Frollo. There's the mats up there.
Yep.
They have the pole they jump over, and they'll set all that up.
So in the middle of winter, when it's decent weather, we might see the track team running around the streets of Abington wherever it's safe.
You might.
And when the weather's bad, you're running around the halls of Abington High School,
Yep.
which is going to be challenging, but in some ways, is it fun? Do you prefer? Does it bother you that you're indoors?
It doesn't really bother me. I enjoy outdoor just because I just feel it's more energetic
Yeah.
and electric than indoors.
So curious, you're a shot put guy.
Yeah.
Do you practice with the runners? Are you running in the hallways, or are you just doing shot put?
I'm just doing shot put. There are people that do both. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
But they'll split up the time. 2 days a week they'll go do running events, and then 2 days a week they'll be with us.
So who are some of the other student athletes that are on your indoor track team of note?
We got Jared Jernigan for the guys' side. We got Dave Sutton, Ian Graff.
Are these all runners? Or
Jared's a runner and a jumper.
yeah.
Ian's a runner. And Dave runs the 55, and he throws shot put with me.
Really?
Then on the girls' side, we got Selena Wood, we got Hannah Terrell, Riley Agnew. We got.
And we got this 8th grader. Was it Angie McCleary?
Yeah, she's good. For her to be dominating the league the way she is as an 8th grader is just insane.
Yeah, I heard. I believe she was co-MVP of the South Shore League as an 8th grader, along with Selena Wood.
She was.
I mean, Abington. I don't think the track team gets enough notoriety because unfortunately it's one of those events that it's hard to take video of, you know, because everything's going on at the same time and everything. But if you attend one of these meets or talk to any of these kids, this is unbelievably talented men's and women's track teams. Let's talk about hockey. Some of the guys you mentioned, your linemen. Who are the other guys that are really, you know, just stepping up this year?
So our defense too. I mean, obviously we already talked about Spencer Merrick. He's been a brick wall in net. But our defense too. We had Zach Buchigos. He got hurt in our second scrimmage.
Is he back?
He just came back.
Oh, good.
Yes. So he was back after like 6 or so games out, and he's already put up 2 goals. Been a big difference maker. His first game back was our game against West East Bridgewater, and that was an 8-0 win. So that was huge for us. Eric Wilkinson, he's been solid. Johnny Halpin too. He's been like a little puck moving defenseman. It's been great having him there. And then AP too. He's also just been a tank.
AP, for those who don't know, is Hayden Powers. All right. Sometimes you got to put a little collar on him though, and kind of keep him calm, right?
Yeah.
I mean, both from the football field and from the hockey rink. But it's good. It's exciting to see. What's it? You know, the importance of having fans in the stands for a hockey team. Let's talk a little about that. It can get really loud at Rockland Rink.
Oh yeah, and the entire rink just echoes. It's been amazing. I mean, so we walk down like the stands. So right as we walk down, because our locker room's on the second floor, as we walk down, we have the fans right next to us. It's just amazing walking out with them all screaming. Even in between periods or in between whistles, you can hear them as well. It's just been great. And
you have a special guy, another student at Abington who chips in during your games as your public address and music guy. Who's that? Let's talk about him a little. Shout out.
That is right there. That's DJ James Madden. He's amazing. He's also just a great guy, but I mean, he just finds the most random songs ever that are actually like the most perfect. So like right after the national anthem, he plays 9 in the Afternoon by Panic at the Disco every single game.
Yeah.
And I have not heard that song up until my beginning of last year. And it just, I don't know why, it gets me fired up.
I'll have to write that one down and use it at a basketball game. Then. James, for those of you who don't know James Madden, you got to watch his show. He is one of the most knowledgeable, especially college and pro basketball.
Yes.
And you and we were talking earlier. You challenge him during the school day if you bump into him in the hall. What do you do?
Oh, if I bump into him in the hall, I'll just say a random college basketball player, and he'll be able, or a random basketball player that's in the NBA right now, and he'll be able to tell me where he went to college. Just I don't know how.
And if you keep talking to him, I'm sure he give you stats about every one of them. The guy, I think he's got a career ahead of him somehow related to sports and sports knowledge and all. Let's talk about coaches. You guys both have some pretty great coaches, some good coaches, and a good coaching staff. Go hockey first. Brian Woodford is your head coach.
Yes.
He just lives and breathes hockey, and very positive type of atmosphere under Coach Woodford. You think kind of sets the tone for the Green Wave?
Oh yeah. Right now it's his 4th year, so I've been my grade. We're the only people to have him for all 4 of his own years, and he's been he's just been amazing.
And who are your assistants now?
So we have Ed O'Neill, which he lives in Whitman right now, but he taught every single one of us how to skate through the South Shore Eagles program. He's been at the Rockland rink forever.
Played for the Green Wave.
He did play for the Green Wave too.
Class of 83, I believe.
83, yeah. And then we have Enmal. He's our stats guy. Nick Malfronte.
Played for the Green Wave.
Yes, he'll sit in the corner every single period. He'll walk in or come in the locker room and tell us exactly how many shots we had, our face-off percentages, midway through the game. So it's easy to know how we can do that.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And you've got Shane Murray, I think, is
Yes.
helping out also.
He's
Didn't play for the Green Wave.
No, his father did.
His father did, right.
Yeah, he's a new addition. He's been great. I work at the Rockland rink, and so do many of us. So do like many others on the hockey team. He works there too. He's just been great. He's a good college, good hockey mind, and yeah, he did play for Rockland. That's the only downside.
But now he's over on the good side.
Yes,
helping
he's
out
with the good
Green Wave,
guys.
which is great. And on the track side of it, your head coach is Mike Casely.
Yeah.
Again, real positive, uplifting type of guy. Kind of really, there's times I'm sure when a track star like yourself, whether you're running or you're throwing a shot, but you don't have a good day, and you need someone to kind of pick you up. And I think Mike does a good job. Coach Casely does a good job of that. And you got a pretty good crew of guys leading it. Would you say?
Definitely. They all do a really good job of just reminding everyone that you're always going to have those days and just push through it.
I don't know who does the Twitter feed for Abington Track, but they do a great job, and as does the hockey team. That's how I follow a lot of it, and just a lot of detailed information, a lot of personal records being set almost on a weekly basis that you guys are just improving. And I got to ask you, like, when's the first time you threw a shot put? What grade were you in?
I was in 8th grade.
So how do you learn the technique of throwing a shot put?
I mean, 8th grade, we weren't with the high school like they are now, so
Yeah.
I just kind of had to learn like through watching like other people when I was at meets.
Yeah.
But right when I got to high school, like Michael Casely was hands-on, like he was ready
Really?
to like teach everyone, all right, this is how you do it. Like he was just ready.
And we got a nice facility up there at Reilly Field. Don't mind, it's named after my father, but it's great. I mean, it's open to the public. The public can go up there and use it, the track, or if you want to throw a shot put, there's shot put pits up there for you, or long jump pits are up there. Great facility right next to the school, which is always very helpful. And as a center on a hockey team, I'm just always dying to know, I mean, that's a tough thing to do. It's important to win the draw.
Yeah.
Right? And usually you're, kicking it back to a defensive man? Or,
Yes.
How do you work on that? Is it just
It's
something
just
you
like-
drill in practice, or what do you do?
Yeah, I just go with the second line center usually, and we just have a coach drop the puck, and it's just a fight for it.
So I got to know, I can't skate to save my life, but there are times when you're setting up for the face-off and the referee waves you out, kicks you out, and someone else has to replace you.
Yeah.
Why are they throwing you out?
So sometimes it's like, if you're going too early, so if I'm moving my stick, I don't have it on the ground, I'm like, that's just like, yeah, you got to get out of there. Sometimes if our team takes too long to get to the face-off dot, then they'll just be like, yeah, it's kind of time wasting, just kick us out.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can be penalized just for lollygagging, really?
Yeah.
Really? Interesting, did not know that. So you're supposed to have your stick on the ice for
Yes.
the puck drop? Mm-hmm. Can't be up? Okay.
Yeah.
And so what's the secret? Are you trying to get to the puck first, or knock the other guy's stick off the puck and grab it, or what are you doing?
I knock the other guy's stick.
Is that what you do?
That's what I try and do right away. So if I'm trying to win it to my right side, I'll keep my stick on the right side of the face-off dot and just try and whack their stick, and then I can use my left foot, or eventually if I get my stick back down, I can win it back.
Really? Interesting. And always, so you said are you a lefty or a righty?
I'm a lefty.
You're a lefty, so
Yes.
you're hitting your forward shot, you're not pulling it backwards. Interesting. It's always fascinating. It's those little things in the game that unless you play it, you might not know it.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me for a while when I was a kid to figure out what offsides was. I think I got that down now. I'm good with that. Let's talk also, I mean, you are representing the student athletes in Abington High School. There's a lot of student athletes here at Abington High School. And I think there's a great camaraderie between the different teams. Like, the basketball team, wants to know how the hockey team's doing. And I've been at basketball games when if it's an off night for hockey, the hockey team suddenly walks in and they're in the stands, and the place gets a little more electric when the hockey team's there. The same thing with when the football team, when the cross country team would be running by, the football team would line up and cheer them on, and it was really cool to see. What does it mean to you to have, I think, a lot of support here at Abington High School for the athletic program, in addition to the arts programs, the music programs, but there's a lot of support for the athletic program. You feel that?
Oh, definitely. Like, I see all the basketball kids at our games, and it's like, all right, I have to pay them back. I got to go to their games and watch and cheer them on. And it's just been great. It's kind of been a little back and forth ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sense that too as a former football player, you were a football player in the fall,
Yeah.
and now you get that payback, that camaraderie. You see that coming?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you guys got planned for the spring? You guys, again, I think you have a problem staying out of the realm of athletics. So you were football, you're indoor track. What do you got coming up in the spring?
We have outdoor track.
Outdoor track. So more shot put for you.
Yeah.
Right? And then you are a golfer in the fall.
Yes.
You said that you do the 3 sports that most of you describe it. There's 7 or 8 of you to do the same thing.
Yeah, so there's 7, 8, something like that, where it's just golf, and then we follow each other to hockey, and then follow each other right over to lacrosse. It's like a little pipeline.
So you'll be on the lacrosse field coming in the spring.
Yes.
But instead of being out there as the centerman, running around with a stick in lacrosse, you do something a little different for lacrosse.
Yeah, I'm the goalie.
Which is unreal.
Yeah.
And again, we were talking before the show. I said you got to be a little bit crazy to be a lacrosse goalie because that is a hard ball coming at you really quick. But you looked at it a different way. You're talking about how your friends had a metal stick.
Like, I see my defenders, they just whack people constantly. Never gets called, really. I would rather get hit with a rubber ball 1 out of 10 times than a metal stick 9 out of 10 times.
It's unreal. Looking forward, you got a heavy junior team coming up for the lacrosse.
Yes.
Right? Then should be a pretty good spring.
Yes.
I don't want to get ahead of the game. But even right now, I do want to give a shout out to 2 of our past guests. Both play basketball. Ella Williamson, who's a senior on the girls varsity basketball team, and Connor Pease, who is a junior on the boys varsity basketball team. They were both guests here, and they are now both, Ella is in second place in overall league scoring with a 21.1 points per game. She just had over 30 points, I think, in 2 games. She's unreal. And again, that's teamwork, though, setting up her shot. And then Connor Pease is at 15.3 points per game. And right behind him is a freshman, Tyler Stady, with 14.7. But that might go up a little bit because he just hit 27 points the other night. So I don't want to jinx you guys, but if these 2 guys were sitting in your seats and now they're leading, some of the top scoring leaders, so we're looking for you guys to kind of keep on that tradition. Again, right now you're leading the league and with the shot put, and right now you're breaking your own records with goals. So keep it up, guys. Really happy that you guys are succeeding, and I just want to wish you the best of luck for the remainder of this season, and then we'll of course be watching you guys in the spring. Any plans yet for when you graduate yet?
I applied to 10 colleges, so I'm just going to look to, I've gone to 6 of them so far, so I'm definitely going to be going to college. I don't know if I'll continue to play sports there or not. Got to decide that later.
That's great. Any thoughts yet? It's early.
I think I'm going to go up to Bridgewater and play some football.
Congrats. I saw that you got an offer from them, so that's congratulations to you. All right, I want to thank my guests, Jake Quinn and Jeff Buckley, once again for being here on The Buzz. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with a special guest or a different point of view about all things that happen in Green Wave Nation. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hello, Waste Warriors. We get a lot of questions about plastic recycling, such as, do the plastics I put in my bin actually get recycled? If you're putting the right plastics in your bin, then that's a big yes. They're some of the most valuable items in the mix. Manufacturers can't get enough. But what do I mean by the right plastics? Rigid containers, that is bottles, jars, and tubs, can be sorted and sold. Soft plastics like bags and juice pouches gum up the works and makes it harder to sort out the good stuff. And please make sure that they're empty. We can't recycle ketchup. Another biggie, what about the caps? Caps are a yes as long as they're on the container. Anything smaller than a tennis ball can fall through the screens into the trash. You can check the Recyclopedia at ssrcoop.info. Click on Recycling How To. That's ssrcoop.info.
All right, we're back with The Buzz here from Abington High School in the Abington Cam studio in Abington High School. And it's now my pleasure to bring along a guest. We're actually grabbing him from behind the cameras and putting him up here at the table to talk to our special guest, a gentleman named Paul Watson. Paul, welcome to The Buzz, and from The Buzz, thank you. Paul is one of our volunteers. Actually, he actually is now an employee here at Abington
Staff
Camp.
producer.
Staff producer. And if you go to one of the local events here in Abington, whether it's a sports game or something with the Founders Day, or it could be a concert, chances are you're going to see Paul Watson behind one of the cameras. He's the guy that is actually putting this on, I was going to say videotape, but now it's digital, for posterity, and allows us to play back all of those events for you at home to watch, whether it's live on cable TV or something that they dig up on the internet or see through YouTube. So, Paul, how did you get started? How long have you been doing this work with cable
I have
TV?
been working in television for about 40 years.
40 years.
40 years.
And how did you get started? It wasn't here in Abington.
No, it wasn't. What got me really started was I was going to college. I was a freshman, and I was thinking of going into teaching. And at Curry College in those days, they had a radio studio, and I had a friend who was a DJ on that. And I got down there and started playing with the stuff, and I said, "Oh, this is lots of fun."
Yeah.
So I keep telling people now that, there's whoever it was that said, if you enjoy your job, you don't work a day in your life.
Right.
Well, that is so true, and I get to work with play with some of the best toys in the world too.
A lot of the technology. You've done everything. You've been working as point and shoot as a cameraman. You've done the editing in the studios. It looks all really hard to learn, hard technical, but it's something that's really easy to pick up, and especially if you have good teachers.
Oh yeah, I mean and it takes practice too.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had not been concerned about being the best cameraman I would be, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
And I think, I've done some camera work in the past. I think one of the things that a cameraman tries to do is you're visualizing what do the viewers at home want to see. So sometimes it's not always the athlete on the field, but you'll turn and get a shot of the people in the crowd. Get the reaction shot or whatever, right? You kind of learn that intuitively, which people at home almost don't even see it happening. It comes up on the screen as exactly what they wanted to see because you're one step ahead of the game. Is that something, again, you kind of learn?
You learn that. You also have somebody talking in your ear that says, "Give me the crowd shot."
Yeah,
So,
that could happen too.
as a matter of fact, I have been back in the old CN8 days, you remember those.
Yeah.
In one football game, my job was to get crowd shots for the whole game. It was a Halloween game down at Case or someplace like that. And it was a rainy, nasty night. And they were expecting a crowd full of people in costumes. And I think 3 people had costumes on that night. They said, "Get me another costume." I said, "That's all there is."
Because of the bad weather.
Yeah.
But you've done, we were talking earlier that you've done everything from youth sports to the Revolution, the soccer team. You've done the Brockton Rocks games.
Yeah.
Any kind of favorite level that you like to do?
No, it's all good. I just have a great time no matter where I am.
Yeah, and it's not all sports either.
No, it's not all sports. As a matter of fact, I have a great time doing some of the functions around town here in Abington.
Right.
I just got finished editing the ugly Christmas sweater murder mystery thing that Abington Celebrates did.
Right.
And I had just a wonderful time doing that.
And we appreciate it because for those of us who weren't able to attend, or for those who were able to attend, to just kind of see it back on replay through your camera view and with your editing, it really takes its own life. And now it's there for posterity for people to look at anytime they want to.
Yeah, plus you get some of my snide remarks because I wanted to do a voiceover on that one.
Of course, of course. You also put together, take the video of the Abington Historical Society, the conversations they have at the Dyer Memorial Library.
I'm a big history buff anyway.
Yeah.
And I just love some of the things that Doug puts together for that because it's just so interesting.
Yeah, and if I got to say for viewers at home, if you haven't been to the Dyer Library, it's right on Center Avenue, just outside of Abington Center. It's that brick building, and you got to go into the Dyer Library, especially if you are a history buff. It's obviously geared at Abington history, a little Abington Rocklands in there.
Yeah.
Fascinating, some of the things they have in there, from the old newspapers to old photos to artifacts. You can really get lost in there for an hour or two.
Some of the things that people who are just big history buffs were back then and were putting together detailed information of the towns.
Yeah.
And they'd draw little maps with all the houses that were on the streets in those days too.
Right, I actually have some of those in frames at my law office, and in some of the stuff that you're doing now, is being put into the Dyer Library as part of the historical collection. Like even some of our DVDs and stuff, or the digital files of our sports things or the large events at Abington Towns, the Dyer is collecting that and making that part of the historical collection. So another generation from now, they can look back and see your handiwork, Paul, which we, again, greatly appreciate.
Yeah, because nothing ever dies in cable. It runs forever.
It does, and sometimes it's good. You can reflect back and see what really happened or refresh your memory. And sometimes it's great to kind of relive the glory days or just have a laugh again about whatever it is that you were able to put on tape. Now, talk to us, like, you know, you're semi-retired, as you describe yourself, right? We've got youngsters working here. We've got oldsters working here, middle-aged. The more the merrier. We'd love to have more people involved here at Abington Cam, because the more people we have, the more camera people we have, the more editors we have, we can do more. And it's a lot of fun. You can kind of find your groove to see what you want. Some people are just incredibly just natural camera people, that they get the right shot, they know how to follow the action. And some people have an unbelievable talent of editing things together, of taking that great couple of shots and put it together so it just kind of tells a story. What's your favorite part of what you do?
I love it all.
Yeah?
You know, if I can take a program, start it from the start and take it all the way through to the end of the edit, that's the best thing for me.
Yeah.
But that's not something that everybody has to do. Some people only want to do the camera work.
Right.
And you can do that, and if you work at it, do the practice and make sure you can improve yourself as you go along, you can have a great deal of fun.
Well, I know, like, as a camera person, I said I used to do a lot of camera work. You would kind of watch your product at home. You know, you tape a game and then you go back and you watch the game like, I should have been here for that shot. I should have anticipated that or whatever.
I'm still doing that.
Yeah, you get better and better. Like any other profession or any other hobby, you always want to be better than you were the last week.
Yeah.
You know, but you have been, you know, a pleasure to work with, because it's, you know, always a familiar smile. You know, when I show up at different games, I don't know who the camera people are, but a lot of times you're there, which, you know, I can say to you, gives me a little sense of confidence that I know there's going to be a good video project put together. I don't know about the audio play-by-play. Sometimes viewers can always turn down the volume if they don't want to listen to me.
Well, it's always interesting to be able to listen to you when I'm on the headset upstairs with the camera, because that helps me follow the game too.
Right, and I know that we have a good working relationship where I know that if I say, if the camera can pan down to the left, you might be able to see, and I know that you're doing that, because I know you always have your finger on the pulse of whatever the event is, whether it's a football game or a community event. And those community events, I think, are really nice gems to watch on TV. And here at The Buzz, we're talking mostly about Abington High School Green Wave Sports, and you've been a huge part of bringing Abington High School Green Wave Sports into the living rooms of the people, not only in Abington, but now with the internet, it's relatives and friends and alumni from around the globe. So I can't thank you enough for, you know, stepping up and the work and the effort that you do to encourage others to do what you do. Because as you know, we sometimes have some young interns or students from Abington High School who may be running a camera right next to you. And you're great about teaching them how easy it is, how to be calm, you know, and to get the job done, and help them be proud of their work. And that goes a long way.
Everybody's got to learn, and I have things that I know that aren't necessarily what people teach you.
Right.
Because I have come into lots of situations where the camera is locked down on a tripod, and the person coming to run the camera doesn't even know how to unlock the tripod.
Right. But those little things, it's one more thing they learn.
Oh yeah.
And now they're better than they were before. Better person, better camera person, and it then just translates to having a better product for people at home. I mean, there are people right now behind a glass wall that the viewers at home can't see that are taping this for us, and they're going to edit this for us, and they're adjusting the audio volumes, and they're putting up the graphics, and that's all stuff that you can learn right here at Abington Cam if you'd like to join. So you can just stop by, or at any event, if you see Paul, or if you see myself, or you see Kevin Tachi, or you're going to meet Ian, who's now on board, you know, just tell them that, how can I get involved, and how, you know, if I want to get in here and take a little look around. It's pretty fascinating what you can do here.
Yeah, the greatest toys in the world.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to play, like, you know, and It's a little bit of ABC Sports here, right here at Abington High School.
There we go. ABC, Abington Broadcasting Company.
There you go.
There
We
we
can
go.
try that. But Paul, we wanted to have you on because we wanted to thank you for all your efforts of helping all these student athletes. You know, they enjoy being able to watch themselves later. All the drama shows that I know you're there, the musicals, the concerts here at Abington High School. You're always there helping to put that on TV. And so on behalf of all the students at Abington High School and the middle school and all their parents and friends, just thank you for what you do. We greatly appreciate it. Paul Watson, one of the good guys around here, and we wanted to get him from behind the camera, put him up here, so when next time you see Paul, give him a shout out, a little thank you. And we want to thank you for tuning into The Buzz. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back with more episodes of The Buzz as we progress through the 2003 seasons. Until then, hope to see you in the bleachers. And if not, you can always watch it on cable because Paul will likely be taping it for us. So again, thanks for tuning into The Buzz. We will see you in the next edition.
Good.